What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol NVDA for NVIDIA Corp. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will, of course, be an update. We talk about it regularly here on the channel. The main thing to point out is that we are resisting right at the resistance trendline for a nice touch here. Because we're coming off of a couple of, higher lows, I'm not overly concerned. Sure, we did print an inverted hammer on today's session. I think there's an opportunity for this stock to pull back even a little bit further, maybe fill the gap underneath, get us into that 250-ish area. And as long as we hold that and then hook higher to attempt the resistance trendline once again, especially in short proximity of time here, that may be the test that ultimately breaks the resistance trendline. So that's what I'm thinking about. Of course, the inverted hammer would suggest a little bit more pullback could be underway, and that's sort of that magic zone that I'm watching for the buyers to step back up around at that 250 level. Anything underneath that, sure, probably equal lows in here. It's not ideally what we want to see, but 240 is the must-hold line in the sand, remembering that it was the neckline of the double bottom from that reversal pattern back in there. Earnings are around the corner on this one, so keep that in mind as well. Let's take a closer look at the 30-minute intraday time frame here. Of course, this level isn't really doing us so much anymore. It was really to gauge healthy consolidation into today. Remember, that was there. We were looking for bull flag essentially to happen above and then maybe a break. Didn't happen. We closed underneath, so no use in saving that one. You will notice, though, that the sort of lows, let's actually grab the other tool and try that again. The lows of today's session were essentially a flush point. So the opening drive, sure, and then we support once, twice, three times on it before breaking down into the end of the day. So maybe start to think of that as a bit of a pivot point, right? So if we open in here, if we start breaking above, obviously it has to be more bullish. We're above that flush point where shorts were initiating new shorts to potentially hold overnight, looking for more follow through on some sort of gap down. Maybe who knows what they're expecting, but that's definitely an area of interest. And if we open above or can get above early on in tomorrow's session, maybe that squeezes some of those shorts late to the party out of their position, and then we can reattempt the resistance trendline. I would just look for today's high of the day around 268. To the downside, if we sort of open underneath that 258 level, and that's coming from this, remember the importance of that level right here. If we open below, that's where I would really opt for a gap fill underneath, closer to about 250.75, and as we mentioned after that, your line in the sand is 240. Based on how the chart is sort of unfolding, yeah, we might be able to see a little bit more downside, so I would be patient in this area, and if we get something like that, I probably wouldn't push it to the short side, and instead I would be watching and waiting patiently for hammer candles, indecision doji candles down here, basically things that would show buyers stepping up. It could even be a short-term pattern on like a 30-minute, a 15-minute, some sort of double bottom, something that looks like that. Break of the neckline takes you back higher, some sort of inverted head and shoulders, neckline break takes you back higher. That's what I would really watch out for at and around 250.75 instead of all-out collapse. Obviously, if the broader marketplace is not supporting a move higher into Friday, then we would reassess, right? I would probably just stay away and not necessarily push my luck to the downside inside of NVIDIA at this point in time. If you enjoyed today's video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.